It's window day! So today I'm really excited to show you how to do a window casing. This can be used on old windows, new windows. We just happen to have this window that is going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. So we need to prep the area so that it's ready to go for whenever the glass gets here. So the very first thing I'm going to do actually has nothing to do with wood at all. It's going to be insulation. So I'm going to take this spray foam and I'm going to fill in all of the little cracks along the wood line. And that way, when we go to install the window, we can guarantee that there's no air going in or out of the house, which in the long run is going to save us a lot of money on heating and air conditioning bills, and also keep any little bugs or critters out of the house. Not to mention, this is actually super fun. So let's get started.
It's sunnier most days. You'll never see the sky if you keep looking down. And if you take the wrong way, then maybe you should stay instead of turning around.
Now, because this is foam, it's going to continue to expand over the next 5 to 10 minutes. So I've wiped down a little bit of the excess that's come through, but any remaining excess I'm not that worried about because we're going to cover that with the molding. So you're never really going to notice, it's just going to push it back into the wall. So for this project, we opted to use Craftsman MDF, which is essentially like a really high density fiber cardboard. You can see it here. It's just a piece of extra that we have left over from one of the other windows that we did. So next what we're going to do is confirm all of our measurements for the window casing and then go ahead and make our cuts, and I'll show you how we did all of that.
You plan on going nowhere, afraid of all the things you don't know.
Let's do this.
Once you know the length you need to cut your trim to, set your miter saw for a 45-degree angle. As a tip, cut your first angled edge on your molding before marking your measurements to make sure that your cuts are going to be the right length. I measure my lines straight across the wood and then use that to line up my angles so my cut angle would land exactly on the line.
But it's harder to see when you're stuck in a dream. So but you keep on going. I know that you're in the open, hoping that you'll be okay. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going?
Once your pieces are cut and you've dry fit them to your windowsill, you can start installing them. I started with 2 pieces and dry fit them first to make sure everything looked good. After the first 2 were installed, I remeasured and cut the remaining pieces as I went. Use your level to make sure the trim pieces are being installed correctly. This will make the rest of the project go much easier. When nailing in your trim, you want to use 2 nails in each section as you work your way up the molding. The inside nail will hold the molding to the window frame, and the outside nail will hold the molding to the drywall. This will make the trim very secure. I followed the same pattern around the rest of the window until we had a full frame.
You'll never see the sky if you keep looking down. And if you take the wrong way, then maybe you should stay instead of turning around. So but you keep on going. I know that you're in the open, hoping that you'll be okay. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going nowhere, afraid of all the things you don't know. There's so many reasons you should care. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going nowhere, afraid of all the things you don't know. There's so many reasons you should care. The sun is setting down soon.
So the first thing that we did was we added this wood filler, and the wood filler is going on all of the nails, the little nail heads that you see, and then each of the corners to connect the 2 pieces of wood. This is going to be something that is going to dry and then it's essentially going to act as wood. It's not going to be the same color, but it's going to serve as a way to completely hide all of the seams that we have created, or the holes, and then we're going to just sand it down and we can paint right over it. So after we finish this, we went ahead and we got our caulk. The caulk we're using for this project is paintable caulk. This is going to be different than the caulk that you're going to use in the bathroom. Both are waterproof, but the caulk in the bathroom you can't paint over. It would basically look super water resistant in the sense that you get little bubbles of paint rather than it would just paint over it. Whereas this we're going to be able to paint over. And this caulk we are going to use for all of the seams. So the seams are going to run on the inside when the window gets here. And today we're gonna do it on the outside where the wall and the molding meet. So that way it protects against any kind of air that's coming in. It'll also protect against any kind of critters that wanna get in, little bugs. But most importantly, it just looks a little bit better.
And maybe you should stay instead of turning around. So, but you keep on going.
All right, we're here for day 2. And today we are going to be focusing on sanding and painting. So I'm gonna start with a 80 grit sandpaper and then move on to a 120. That's really gonna be for more texturally smoothing everything out and then just making sure everything's nice and fine and finished. After that, we're going to be moving on to painting. I'm gonna be using a white semi-gloss paint. You can use semi-gloss or gloss for this project. Really any kind of trim should have semi-gloss or gloss just to kind of make sure that you can wipe it down if necessary. And it makes it a little bit more texturally interesting as opposed to the wall, which should really be eggshell or satin. All right, let's get started.
The sun is setting down soon. You'll never see the stars when you're all in your head. You can find beauty in the night too, but it's harder to see when you're stuck in a dream. So, but you keep on going. I know that you're in the open, hoping that you'll be okay. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going? Nowhere, afraid of all the things you don't know.
And here we are, we're all done. Actually, that's a lie, we're not done. We have another coat of paint to do on the trim, but I'm not gonna have you guys stick around for that. So I will catch you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for more how-tos. And if you have anything you wanna learn, let me know. See you guys later.
Yes, you should.